Hello, are you gaining weight with this ongoing coronavirus pandemic? Well, a lot of us are, including me, and you can blame it on the coronavirus. I'm Dr. David Murphy. I'm a physician. I'm a psychotherapist based in Leamington, Ontario, and in Canada. And so why are we all gaining weight? It's not directly due to the coronavirus, of course. It's an indirect effect. We can't just blame it totally on the virus. It's basically because of our inactivity. That's one of the most important things. I know I'm doing less. I normally go to the gym, I go for a swim, I've been do a lot of bike riding, and the weather's just not been right for either of those. The fitness centers are closed. All I'm left with are some walks. I've tried to increase my walk by carrying a couple of light dumbbells, but it's still not enough. I'm not burning as many calories as I used to when I was being much more active. So inactivity is a particular reason why we're gaining weight. And of course, when we're inactive, our metabolic rate slows down. So what that means is that when we're, like now, when I'm sitting here not doing very much, I'm still burning calories. So there's a metabolic rate. Our metabolism is still burning calories even while I'm at rest. Well, the more inactivity I have, my metabolic rate starts going down. And so I'm burning less calories now while I'm sitting here than I would have been 2 months ago when I was much more active. What's the other big reason? Stress. Anytime we're in stress, we have a stress response in our body. Chemicals are released in the body, hormones, and in particular, some of the hormones are released are the steroid chemicals, the steroid hormones. Now, unfortunately, these are not the same steroid hormones that athletes use to improve their performance. These are intended to help us fight off wounds if we've got damage to the body. It's basically designed for battles. And of course, when we're sitting at home, we're not involved in a battle, but our brain doesn't know that. If we feel stressed, we'll react as if we're in a battle. And when we're chronically stressed, the steroid hormones are released on a chronic basis. And one of the side effects is that it builds up our fat stores. And so we start to gain weight just from stress. And of course, with stress, also the steroid hormones affect our ability, the efficiency of our insulin to mobilize sugar. And also, because of that, some people with diabetes might have an increased blood sugar. Our blood pressure might go up because of stress, and our cholesterol level might go up with stress. So there's a lot of negative health consequences to chronic stress, even though the initial response is just meant to be for an acute event. Chronically, stress works against us. So then, of course, when we're sitting around, I don't know about you, but when I was active, basically I'd have breakfast, and that was the sign for doing something else. When am I going to have breakfast and finish that in time to go out and do another activity? Or I come back and have lunch, and then I do another activity. Well, I'm finding on isolation, it's just about the meals, isn't it? I have breakfast. Now what shall I do? Oh, I wonder what's for lunch. And then lunch comes, and I eat that, and I think, oh, now what shall I do? Oh, watch some Netflix, read a book, play a game. Oh, I wonder what's for supper. And so really, the meals have become the highlight of the day, at least for me, and I think for a lot of us. And really then what happens is the meals become comfort food. And the risk is then too, of course, we have a tendency to snack in between. Because we're feeling stress, certain foods will make us feel better, particularly foods that contain lots of sugar or carbohydrate that produces lots of sugar, like chips. Basically anything with white flour will give us a quick fix of energy and make us feel better in between if we're bored, if we're frustrated or stressed. We're more likely to go to comfort food and to sugar-containing foods when we're stressed. And of course, that extra sugar, that extra carbohydrate, all goes into our fat stores. Again, we start gaining weight. So, what's the solution? Absolutely, it's get moving in some way. Now, certainly around here, the weather hasn't been fantastic. We even had snow flurries this morning. It's May the 8th, for goodness sake, and we had snow flurries. Now, they're gone, but it's still kind of cool. It was warm enough to go for a bike ride, so that was helpful. But really, any activity, even if it's indoors, move around. Look up some exercise videos. They give you some exercise activities in the home. There are some videos I posted on my Facebook page. So any sort of activity, any sort of movement will help. It gets the metabolism going, so then we start to burn more calories. And also it takes us away from the fridge and the snacks, getting moving. And that's the other thing, avoid snacking if at all. Really keep the snacks to a limit. If you are going to have some snacks, perhaps think of some things with protein in the snacks, or snacks that don't include white flour. Hard to find, I know, but it can be done. And then also what you can do is distract yourself. Now, I sometimes finish a meal right now, and because I'm not going off and doing something else, I start to think I'm still hungry. And I know I'm not really hungry. I can't be. I just had a full meal. Or I might an hour and a half later think, oh, it's time for a snack, I'm hungry. And yet really I know I've had enough food. So what we can do is trick our brain into thinking we've just eaten. And so what we can do is drink a glass of water. Drink a glass of water, wait 15, wait 20 minutes, and then see how you feel. Now I must say when I do this, I know I'm not really hungry. I feel hungry. I'm not really hungry. I have the glass of water. I decide to look at the clock 20 minutes later, and usually find an hour later I've totally forgotten all about the food. I've forgotten to check in to see if I was hungry or not. I'm just not hungry. I've moved on and found something else to do. Another trick is to brush your teeth. For some reason, which I don't understand, brushing your teeth sends a message to the brain you just had a full meal. I don't know why, but it works. And this is not even if you drink the water afterwards. So also some other activities too to take your mind off snacking. Go for a walk, do an activity, get away from the fridge, get away from the house. Basically do anything else except eat. Anything else that distracts you from the fact that you believe that you're hungry when you're really not. So I hope some of those tips are useful. Stay well, stay healthy. Let's keep up the physical distancing because that is what will absolutely destroy this virus. We've got to keep the hosts away. We've got to stop giving the virus more hosts for it to breed and feed and spread itself. So social distancing, physical distancing, let's keep it up. I know it's difficult, but it'll be worth it in the long run. I'm Dr. David Murphy. It's goodbye for now. I'll talk to you again soon.